Hello, class. It's good to be with you again. It's time for our next episode of English Lessons with Brian. It's a beautiful day where I am today, so we're sitting outside again. The sun is out. It's nice and warm. It's a nice change from the cloudy and the rain. If you haven't gotten outside today or lately, I recommend finding some open space for you to do that. Being outside is a good thing. Uh, I hope you've had a good time. You've been well since the last time I've seen you. If something has come up or if you are having a hard time and need to talk, please feel free to reach out to me by text, by phone call, comment on the video. I should note a couple of you have texted me about the lesson from March 31st. Unfortunately, that lesson was deleted, and I do not have a backup of that lesson because I needed to save room on my computer. So, lesson from March 31st, gone. So sorry. But the main idea from that lesson was to practice using the present perfect and the present perfect continuous to make sentences on the next part of lesson B. So you would be making those statements about the schedule. And if you would like to practice that, so write out sentences, maybe 10 sentences, you can text those to me and I'll be happy to look at those and make any corrections if you want to practice some of that. So that was the basic idea of lesson B, was that just to practice more. Today we're going to do lesson D on page 102 and 103. Before we do that, I'm just going to talk to you about my shirt. I have a special shirt on today. It is a shirt. The idea came from a TV show from the early 2000s. I don't know if you can read it very well, but you have a hand, which you can probably see, but underneath that has OK, question mark. And then here, the hand's going up, and it says OK. So what does the shirt mean? The story from the TV show is someone, a pilot's jet crashed behind in an enemy territory, in the country of an enemy, and they had to go and rescue the man. And there was a big question about, is he safe? Is he not safe? Because they had to, the rescue people had to fly very far into the other country. And so the people back in the U.S. came up with a signal to show when the pilot who crashed was safe. And so here meant, is he okay? We don't know yet. He is not safe yet. But when he came to here, it says the idea of the pilot had been rescued by plane and he is safe. So here, for us, we are here. We are okay. The pandemic is real. It's changed our life. There are still many questions, and we are still moving toward the height when the most people will be affected, become sick by the virus. So we are here. We do not know. Are we okay? I don't know. I look forward to the day when the virus has passed and we are able to see one another face to face again, and I can go like this, because we are okay. We are healthy. It is safe to see one another again. So I look forward to the day when I can go like this to say, we are okay. Until that day, we will continue to do our English lessons. So, on page 102 is the beginning of lesson D, and it is our reading section of our unit. And this unit, if you see the title of the article, is Hard and Soft Job Skills. So we're going to be reading an article about hard and soft job skills. But before we do that, we have a couple of discussion questions. Obviously, very hard to have conversation because you are not here, but let us talk, have idea about what are some skills, such as have discussion by reading the questions and come up with some ideas. So question number 1. What are some skills, such as following directions, that are necessary for most jobs? Rather than thinking about any job, let's think about one job. So maybe we talk about job at Walmart. And a job at Walmart that many refugees have is a stalker. A stalker is someone who puts the cans on the shelf, the food on the shelves, or maybe hangs the clothes, right? So what are some skills you need to be a stalker at Walmart? Well, you probably need to read, understand a little English, right? You need to be able to read maybe what is on the can, or you need to be able to understand what your, let's see, be able to understand what your boss tells you to do so that you can do your job correctly. Maybe another job skill is able to lift 50 pounds, right? Because you need to lift boxes. Maybe another job skill is able to stand for, I don't know, we'll say 4 hours at a time. Maybe not only are you a stalker, but maybe you have to talk to the customers. So maybe you have to be able to speak English, maybe a little. But also, if you're talking to customers, maybe you need to be able to know how to talk to customers, or know how to solve problems. And that could be either with for customers who cannot find an item they're looking for, or with coworkers, right? So maybe these are some important job skills for a Walmart stalker. Able to read and understand a little English, able to lift 50 pounds, able to stand for 4 hours, speak English, but also maybe know how to talk to customers or know how to solve problems, either for customers or problems you might have with other coworkers. So this is just an example of some job skills for a specific job like Walmart stalker. Another good one. Let's see, find a good place to write that. Reliable, which is one of our vocab words recently. Reliable. be a reliable worker, right? So those are just some examples for a particular job. Many of you, your husbands maybe work where you worked in your country. Think about what made you good at your job, or what did you need to know how to do in order to do your job in your country. Say you are a farmer in your country. What kind of skills do you need to know about farming? You need to know what season to plant. You need to know how far to plant the seeds so that the plant will grow the best. When to water, when to fertilize, right? But maybe a farmer also needs to know how to sell his product, right? These are all skills that help people become good workers. Okay, I cannot answer this question, but question number 2 is, what are special skills that you have? Or to read it from the book, what special skills do you have? Take a few minutes, think about, what do I know how to do? What makes me different or a better worker than maybe Bob or Susie or Larry at your work? Okay? Take a few minutes, think about that. After you've done that, maybe after you've paused and had a moment, let's come back together and let's look at part 2, read. All right, so we're going to read the magazine article, listen, and then read again. So what I want you to do in just a moment is pause the video, read through the article, we'll come back together, and then I'll talk about a few words, a few important words, and then I'll read it aloud, and then we'll move on to the next section. So please pause now, take a few minutes, read through the paragraph now, and then we'll be back in a few minutes to talk about this together, read together, and talk about some of the words. So please pause now. Did you pause? I'm watching. I'm always watching. Please pause. Okay. Hopefully you did pause and had a moment to read. Let's talk about some of the words that maybe you had trouble with. I'm going to have to guess what words maybe you had problems with. So let me get my trusty board clean. So one of the first words maybe was technician. I also saw maybe people person. Assess. Cooperative. And abilities. Two words you maybe noticed that I did not include were soft skills and hard skills. I did that intentionally. I did that on purpose because in a moment after we read again, I want you will have to, and I want you to, but you'll need to answer the questions on the next page. And one of those questions is, what is a soft skill? What is a hard skill? Or what are examples of soft skills and hard skills? So in our next lesson, I will explain more about those two words. But for now, here are a few words that I thought maybe would be important for you to understand. Technician, It's in the first sentence. It says Sam Sarong has been working as an automotive technician at George's Auto Repair for over 5 years. Okay, let's look at the context of the sentence. Where does Sam Sarong work? At George's Auto Repair. We don't know for sure maybe what technician means, but let's think, what kind of people work at a auto repair or a car repair, or in America we call it the shop. They are mechanics, right? And they are people who fix cars. So at every place of work, there are different levels of experience. And so you have the base worker who does all the small task, boring task, and then you have maybe the boss, right? So the technician is like a mechanic. So an automotive technician is like a mechanic. He is not the top guy, but he is one of the people that work under the mechanic and is able to work on cars. So automotive technician is like a mechanic. So what does a mechanic know how to do? He knows all the details, all the ideas to fix a car. So a technician is someone who has skills to do difficult tasks. So, technician is someone who has skills to do difficult tasks. You can think about, or maybe special skills to do a specific or difficult task. Think about, so in a car technician, he is a person who has the skills to fix your car. That's not the only type of technician there is. When you get internet or cable, a technician comes, and he connects your apartment or your house to the internet or to the cable. And so he connects your house to the cable, to the internet, by running a wire from a main line to your house, right? And then he wires your house so that you can connect, right? So he has a special skill to do something that most people do not know how to do. There's also nurse technicians, right? Think about what a nurse technician does. They are the people that take your blood, maybe draw blood from you, take your temperature. They are the ones who check your blood pressure, and maybe if you're in the hospital, they get things for you, like maybe if you need ice or if you need to drink, right? So they have a special skill set that they have been taught how to do, and it has a lot to do with detail, and a lot of times it is not things that we normally know how to do. For a car technician, it's fix cars. For a nurse technician, draw blood, take blood pressure, take a temperature. Forgot what the other technician was. But anyway, so the technician that comes to connect your house to the internet or cable, right? They have special knowledge how to safely connect wire to the main connection, to the main line, and then bring it to your house, and then connect all the wires safely into your house, right? So that's the idea of technician. What about people person? It's still in the first paragraph, the last sentence, next to last sentence. It says, according to Ed Overton, Sam's boss, Sam received the award because he's a great people person and he has superb technical skills. So here we see in the sentence another use of similar to technician but technical, which has idea of detailed skills, very specialized skills. But so Sam has technical skills, but he's also a people person. What do you think it means to be a people person? What type of person is a people person? I'm pausing intentionally to let you answer or think about it. A people person is someone who is good with people. Someone who is good with people. What makes a people person good with people? Maybe they listen well. Maybe they are patient. They do not get angry. They are friendly. They smile a lot. Maybe they want to help other people. You do not have to make them help other people, but they are good at helping other people because they want to help people. They like being around people, right? Those are ideas about what a good people person is. They like to be around people. They smile. They are helpful. A people person is someone, when you are around them, you're like, oh, he is a good person to be around. That is an example of a people person. You want to be around these people. All right. The next word I saw was assess. It's in the last paragraph. Soft and hard skills are equally important, but hard skills are easier to teach and assess than soft skills. All right. So in the context of this sentence, we're talking about hard and soft skills, and we're talking about teaching. So if you're thinking about teaching something, you want to know how well someone has learned, right? So if you teach, you want to maybe give them a test. So assess is testing or grading, to test or grade. So if you're assessing someone's hard and soft skills, you're testing them, you're grading them. How well do they understand? How well do they are they able to practice these ideas? So to assess is to test and to grade things. In this context, we'll leave it at that. So our next word is cooperative. In the last paragraph, starting with however, almost middle of this paragraph. However, it's harder to teach people how to be cooperative and to have a good work ethic. Which reminds me, I left off a word. Ethic. We'll come down back to ethic in just a minute. And let's actually write that. ETHIC. Right, cooperative. Cooperative has a prefix. Co. So if you are, for many non-native English speakers, you would think cooperative, right? Because the OO makes ooh sound, and you would think cooperative. But this is actually a prefix, so it's cooperative. So co, and then operative. Operative comes from the word operate. And by operate, I do not mean like surgery. Sometimes we use operate as idea of surgery. Not in this context. Operate means like you operate a machine. You make it work, right? Do you know how to operate your car? Do you know how to use your car correctly, right? Co means with or together. So to be cooperative means to work together. Work together, function together. Good. And then abilities. The next to last sentence. I've been working in this business for over 30 years, and most of the time when I've needed to fire someone, it was because of weak people skills, not because they didn't have technical abilities. Think about synonyms. So we're talking about hard and soft skills. And earlier in the sentence, it says weak people skills. And so now we're going to use a synonym for that. Instead of saying technical skills, we're going to say technical abilities. So abilities are like skills, things you know how to do. If you look back in the second paragraph, the last sentence on that first column, it actually uses technical skills. So here we have an example of synonym, technical skills, technical abilities. They are the same. They are things that you know how to do. Okay? And then finally, ethic. We see the word ethic in the second paragraph. In the middle of that paragraph, on the first column, it says he has a strong work ethic. In 5 years, he has never been late or absent from work, and customers trust him. Okay? So what does work ethic mean? Well, if we turn the page, we get a small idea. In the cultural note, on the top of page 103, it says the expression work ethic is the belief that if you work hard in life, you will get ahead and become successful. Okay? So that is kind of the idea. That does not tell you all of what ethic means. Ethic is an old word, and it is an idea that is talked about in every culture, but is the idea of knowing right from wrong, knowing good bad. So, work ethic, the idea of ethic just means knowing right from wrong, knowing good from bad. Every culture has an ethic, a way they define or tell you what is good, what is right. Every culture. So work ethic is taking the idea of what is good and right and putting it in the context of work. So work ethic, is talking about what is good, what does it mean to do good or to do right on your job. Depending on the job, it can mean different things. So in this case, work ethic is, to have a good work ethic means to do what is right for your job, to do what is good for your job. So in the example, a good work ethic means he has never been late or absent from work, and customers trust him. So if customers trust him, that means he is honest, he does not lie, right? Those are good things. Those are ethics that we teach our kids, we teach other people. A good work ethic is someone who is honest. They work hard. They are trustworthy. Someone who has a good work ethic is reliable. If they are sick, they call. If they need to quit, they give 2-week notice, right? So we're talking about, if we're talking about work ethic, we're talking about what makes you a good worker. What are the skills, what are the behaviors that say you are a good worker, that make you a right worker? And you can think about your job and what makes you a good worker at your job. Someone who is honest, someone who is on time, someone who works hard, who does not get in fights with other workers, right? Those are just ideas of what a good work ethic is. Okay, talked about a few words, and now I'm going to read the paragraph so that I need you to follow along. Before I do, I want to talk about the structure of the article. So in the first paragraph, it tells us about who Sam Sarong is. And then in paragraph 2, it talks about what makes Sam Sarong a good worker, his hard and soft skills. And then in paragraph 3, it talks about which one is more important. Are soft skills more important? Are people skills, hard skills more important? So the third paragraph then puts soft skills and hard skills and make those two a comparison between those two. So first we learn who Sam Sarong is, we learn why he is a good employee, his hard and soft skills, and then in the third paragraph we read about which is more valuable, soft skills or hard skills. So now you've read, hopefully, we've talked about a few words, now let's read together. Hard and soft job skills. Sam Sarong has been working as an automotive technician at George's Auto Repair for over 5 years. Today was a special day for Sam, a 35-year-old Thai immigrant, because he received the Employee of the Year award. According to Ed Overton, Sam's boss, Sam received the award because he's a great people person and he has superb technical skills. I even have him work on my own car. Sam has the two kinds of skills that are necessary to be successful and move up in his career: soft skills and hard skills. Soft skills are personal and social skills. Sam gets along with his coworkers. He has strong work ethic. In 5 years, he has never been late or absent from work. Customers trust him. Hard skills, on the other hand, are the technical skills a person needs to do a job. Sam can repair cars, trucks, and motorcycles. He learned from his father, who was also a mechanic. Then he took classes and got a certificate as an auto technician. Soft and hard skills are equally important, but hard skills are easier to teach and assess than soft skills. People can learn how to use a machine and then take a test on their knowledge. However, it's harder to teach people how to be cooperative and have a good work ethic. George Griffith, the owner of George's Auto Repair, explains, I've been working in this business for over 30 years, and most of the time when I've needed to fire someone, it was because of weak people skills, not because they didn't have technical abilities. Soft skills and good technical knowledge are a winning combination, and today, Sam Sarong was the winner. Okay, let's look at the next page, page 103. At the top, before we move on, let's read the box in red. It says, quotations are used to explain and support a main idea. They are also make a reading more interesting. It makes it more reading interesting because it changes the way ideas are presented. Instead of just giving you facts, we now hear from a person, hear their ideas. So for an example, in the last paragraph, there's a quotation that says, I've been working in the business. If we use the red box, it says there's a main idea, and then quotation explains more about the main idea. The main idea is the sentence before the quotation. It says, however, it's harder to teach people how to be cooperative and have a good work ethic. Right? So there's the main idea. Hard to teach people a good work ethic and how to be cooperative. Well, what does that look like? Can you tell me more about that? Well, the next sentence is a quotation from George Griffith, the owner of George's Auto Repair. He says, I've been working in this business for over 30 years, and most of the time when I've needed to fire someone, it was because of weak people skills, not because they didn't have technical abilities. Okay, so now it has explained the idea more, and it has given you, by giving you the quotation, it gives you a reference point, a point to look back to and say, oh, here's someone's experience, this must be true. Okay? So quotations act like support to your idea. They help give validity, give truth, give weight to your idea. So we use quotations to help build our idea, to help explain our idea, to make it clear. Okay, so that's how we use quotations. So for your homework, I want you to read, to answer the questions at the page top of 103. For number 7, it asks you your opinion, and obviously that is not a right or wrong answer. That is what you think. If you want to text me, if you want to write these out and then text me those, I would be happy to get those, and especially if you want to write maybe a paragraph about number 7. If you agree with George Griffith, why or why not, I would love to read that. So do the questions. If you have time, write a paragraph for number 7 and text it to me, and I'd love to give you some feedback, help you become a better writer. And then for part B, we are working on our vocabulary again, and it has, again, practicing prefixes and roots. We already talked about one prefix earlier, if you remember. Co, right? Prefixes take a word and add a different, add to the meaning of the word. We talked about inter before, like, which means between. So here are some more examples of prefixes, like the first one, re, R-E, which means the word from the book is repair. The meaning of the word is to fix what is torn or broken, but the prefix is re, which means again, to make new again, would be another way of putting that, right? You can think about return, remove. Think of other words about read. So you also have co and auto, but then you also have root words. So prefixes are attached to root words. And so you have roots like tech, super, and equa. And in this article, we already saw tech used twice. Technician, talking about a person, and then technical. And then find the word in the article. See if you can guess the meaning from the book. Maybe look it up, and then also just find out what the prefix is. So that is your homework for tonight. First, answer the questions at the top of page 103. Number 7, write a paragraph if you can. Text it to me, love to answer that. And then for part B, find the words with either the prefix or the root word. Find the meaning either from the article or from your phone, and then the meaning of the prefix. And then we'll go over these tomorrow and talk about other things. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.